Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's session, I will show you how to run AWS ECS Anywhere inside Raspberry Pi, and I will show you how to run in step-by-step process. So follow along and you will be able to do it as well. Okay, so let's get started. So the first step is go to the Raspberry Pi and download the tools to install the OS inside this memory card. Okay, that is the first job. This article link I will share in the description below, so feel free to read it there. And see, there's a link. Just click on the link and you'll open a new tab, and there you'll get an option to download for Mac OS, download for Windows, or download for Ubuntu. Okay, now based on what OS you have, you can download and you can proceed further. I have already downloaded it and it looks like this. Okay, here you'll get an option to select the operating system and select the storage. Now let's connect this storage with my system. Okay, so I have connected that card to my laptop. Now let's choose the operating system. So if you click on this operating system, you will get all these options. From there, select other general purpose OS. Click on that, and then you will get Ubuntu. Click on that, and then you will see a lot of versions. There, go for the latest LTS version. So let's check. You can see this one, Ubuntu server 64-bit OS with long-term support for ARM64 architecture. Select this one. Now let's select the storage. So you can see storage that I have connected 16 GB SD card. Select that one, and they will see the option called write. Click on write, and they're asking all existing data will be erased, and that is fine. Click on yes, and it will get started, and it will take some time, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Just let's wait for that. Okay, and you will see it's saying that you can now remove the SD card. So if you see this message, that means it's okay. Now you can remove the SD card and connect with the Raspberry Pi device. Okay, let's do that. Now this SD card is ready to connect with this Raspberry Pi. So let's do that. Okay, and done. You can see it's done now. And connect the power cord also. Okay, the power, and you can see the signal here is connected. Now add the LAN cable, and if you don't have LAN cable, you can go for the Wi-Fi also. Okay, let's add it. Okay, you can see we have added it. Now we can come to our instruction page and see what to do next. So we have the image ready, we have OS installed and it's booted now. Now we can connect with this Raspberry Pi device. How can we do that? We can do that via SSH. So let's first, but to do connect with SSH, you need to know the IP address of this particular device, which we can use the LAN scan like software. So you can have any kind of LAN scanning software. Simply run on the scanning, and you can see the Raspberry Pi is on this IP 192.168.0.18. So click on that and copy the IP. And then we have to connect with this particular IP. Okay, and to do that, we can run in any terminal. You can run SSH Ubuntu at the rate of the IP. Just do it. Now you can see it's failed because I have experimented, and suppose you also experiment like this, you can see this kind of error. Simply we can fix this. Go to this file, just sudo nano, then the file name, there is no host file. Go to the very end. Okay, at the very end, go there. You can see this record. You have to remove this record. So let's remove the record. Okay. Now Control X Y, it will save the file. Now if you try to connect, it will connect fine. So let's connect it. See, it's asking do yes, asking your password. Now for the default installation, username is Ubuntu and password is also Ubuntu. See, it's asking for current password. For security purpose, it will ask you to change the password, and do change the password. Okay, and it's asking for the current password is Ubuntu, then asking for new password. And give it a new password. Okay, you can see password updated successfully. Now you just have to connect with it again, and now connect with your new password. And now we are connected with our Raspberry Pi via SSH. Okay, it is that easy. Okay, Now let's go to the next step. Okay, now we are done with connecting with our Raspberry Pi via SSH. The next step is to create a ECS cluster and then register our device with the ECS cluster. Let's do it. So if you log in into AWS, you will see this screen. Go to search for ECS Elastic Container Service. Click on that. Then click on clusters. Then click on create cluster. And you will see three options. One is networking only. Second one is EC2 Linux plus networking, and the third option is EC2 Windows plus networking. Here you will see for use with external AWS Fargate or external instance capacity, you should go for this one, networking only. So click on this and then go down, click on next step. So this is a cluster name. Let's call it Raspberry Pi cluster. So Raspberry Pi cluster. Okay, and of course it's a good practice to create new VPC for it. Then click on create and give it some few minutes and it will be done. Okay, our ECS cluster is now ready. Click on view cluster and once you are in the cluster's details page, click on the ECS instances and then you will find the option called register external instances. Click on that. Then it's asking other details. So what is the region name, queue duration, and what is the number of instances you are going to add, what will be the instance role. Now instance role part, if you don't have any, you can select the create new role. I already have one, so I will just go with the selected one. Okay, click on the next step and it will give you this kind of command. You have to run it, but before running this command, make sure your Raspberry Pi updated. So run sudo apt get update and it will fetch all the latest repos. Okay, let's wait for it to complete first. Okay, now our package is updated, so let's run this command. Okay, copy it and paste here, but you have to run a sudo mode. If you can see it here, complete integration by running, you can see running as a root on your device. So to do that, in Raspberry Pi, do sudo -i and you will become root user. Then run the command. Just copy it and paste it and you will see it will get downloaded and you will do all the installation of Docker, of the ECS agent, of the SSM agent. All will be installed by itself, by this script itself, and you don't have to do anything. If any problem happen, we'll fix it. I will show you how to fix it. Now one by one, Docker, containerd, SSM agent, ECS agent, all the dependencies now installed, and our this particular Raspberry device is now ready. So we can click on done and we can click on this refresh button and you can see here, and you can see here this device which is connected, and if you click on here, it will open the new window on AWS System Manager, and there you can do a lot of stuff. You can access remotely this particular device. You can check the file system. If you click on there, you can see fetching data and it will list all the file system. For example, let me show you. Say we are currently in the root directory. Let's exit from here and let's see what directory we are in. So in the home Ubuntu, in this particular directory, let's create one file called sample dir. Okay, we created one sample dir. Now let's come back to the screen here. So similarly, you can go to home, then let's wait for the folders to come. Ubuntu, if you click on the Ubuntu, and this is the directory that we have created. Now it's completely working fine. Okay, now it is time to run one actual Docker container inside that Raspberry Pi to see our implementation working fine or not. Let's do that. Now let's come back to our article. In this article, you will see it supports the ECS Anywhere, support both the 8664 as well as the ARM64 based CPU architectures. Okay, but this Raspberry Pi is the ARM64 architecture. Okay, to make build for ARM64 architecture, we have to run some specific commands. Let's do that. Now you need to have Docker desktop installed for that. If you don't have already Docker desktop installed, you can click on this link and you will find the installation instructions. So based on your operating system, you can install the install the Docker here. Once you're done and Docker installed and running, then let's follow the instructions and open a terminal there, go to the project folder. You might have a project where you have some sample application, like I have this code deploy demo. In there I have a simple Docker image. I will show you the code also. So you can see it here. This is a very simple Node.js application where where I have the base Node.js 14 version. I'm creating a work directory. I have some simple packages. I'm installing the packages, then copying the source codes and running on port 3000. And if you go to index.js file, let's make it the hello world application. Okay, hello world. Save it. So a simple hello world application will be running. Now what you should do is that we have to make the build like this: docker build x. Remember that it's not simple build, it will build x, then use docker build x, create, use, and then you make sure run this command. Now this tagging part I'm directly pushing to the remote repo. For this project we'll be storing the Docker image in ECR. Okay, so let's go to AWS ECS, and you can see in the left side there is a repositories. Click there, or you can optional, you can go to the search console and search for the ECR. Here let's create a repository. Let's call it Raspberry sample app. Okay, Raspberry Pi sample app. Go down and there is a create repository option. Click on that. Okay, and this is the one, Raspberry Pi sample app. Click on that. Now right now there is nothing, of course. So if you click on this view push commands, we will find all the commands to log in and then build the image and then push it. But we will follow only the login part, and since I have already this pushing code part, we will follow this one. Okay, so let's come to ECR and do login. Login succeeded. Now we will simply run this command. So let's copy it and replace it with our repository link. So what is our repository link? You can just simply go to the ECR and we'll find the repository link here. Copy it, then go there. See, there is repo URL and tag. Paste it. You can see this will be your account ID, then Docker, ECR, the region name, then Amazon AWS, then the repo name, and then the tag name. This is the full URL. So done. Copy it and come to the local system and simply run this. Okay, run this command, and it will build the image and as well as push the image into the ECR. Now again, remember, it is not a normal image. If you try to run a normal image in this Raspberry Pi, it's not going to work. It will be failure. It will never run. You have to make sure you make the build using buildx, and its target should be the Linux ARM architecture. Okay, so make sure that the target platform is Linux ARM architecture. Okay, now let's see how the build is going. So the image is now pushed. If you come to the ECR and just close this one and click on this refresh icon, you will see the image is there. Okay, now we have to create a task definition. Using task definition, you can run a task inside this Raspberry Pi. So go to task definition. Click on create new task definition. See, there is 3 options: Fargate, EC2 and external. Of course, we will go for the external. Click on next step, and the task name should be say Raspberry Pi sample app td. Okay, Raspberry Pi sample app td. And task role, we don't need it. Network mode, let's go with the default. Role again, yeah, we need a role, so you can simply go with the create new role, or if you already have one, you can go with the existing role. Okay, but you need it to pull the image, right? Now go down, and this is important, container definition. So click on add container. Before all that, you need to give the memory and the resources. So let's give it 300 MB RAM and 500 CPU. Okay, and add the container. In the container name, give it Raspberry Pi app container. Okay, and image name and in the image URL you can simply come here and there is a copy URI, click on that, then come to ECS and paste it here, and in the memory soft limit 300, in the soft limit 300, and the port mapping. Now we are running on the port in the containerized 3000 port, in the host port as you like. So for this demo purpose we'll go with the 3000. Go down and all out okay. In the CPU unit you can give it 500 as we have assigned. So 500 means nearly half CPU, and 1024 CPU units means one virtual CPU. Remember all this configuration. You can click on here to know all this information as well. Now go down and then click on add. Go down and click on the create button. And it's created Raspberry Pi sample lab.td. Now come to the ECS and there is a tab task. So click on task and click on run new task. And you can see option launch type, select external, then select the Raspberry Pi sample TD app, and in the cluster is already selected as a Raspberry Pi cluster. Number of tasks which we want. Here in the placement templates you can give it bin pack, then run task, and you'll see here within few seconds it will get started. Okay, yes, we forget one thing. You need to do this change in your Raspberry Pi, then you should be able to run the task. So simply go to this file and go very last, and there just paste this one. Okay, C group enable memory, and then exit and save it. We have to disconnect the power source once and connect it back. It will cause a reboot. Now let's try to run and see. Select the external, select the application, then this one, the cluster should be selected, that one. Go down and the placement should be bin pack. Click on run task and see it's on pending status. Let's wait for the status to be running. Okay, so now our container is running. You can see it here, and if you just go to your local browser and then copy the IP where our Raspberry Pi is running, then go there and go to 3000 port. You can see hello world. So our application working perfectly fine. You can see how easily I have configured everything, and you can also do the same. So if you did like the session, do like this video, share with others, subscribe the channel and click on the bell icon. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day ahead. Bye.